MGM.
Morning, everyone.
Not everyone talk at once.
I said GM. I didn't hear anything back.
It's a fight.
You were not able to hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I said GM.
Yeah, not getting respect out here, man.
Oh man. See, I sent GM and happy Saturday. I like the music. Music was very good.
Yeah, good choice, Ryan. I think Ryan just hopped off right now.
I'm here. I had a 4 a.m. studio session, so I'm a bit on fumes right now. I'm not gonna process a whole lot of knowledge, so I'm gonna let the smarter people than me say smarter things than me and be present and be the visual and the orators of our vibe coding session. So I will defer to you guys over at Build City as far as how this runs, how you guys.
Oh, bless you.
And I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
Goodness.
3P.
But yeah, I will defer to you guys on how you want to go about it. Feel free to introduce yourselves or just get into anything that you would like to discuss. But I know that you guys have been not only doing events, but also been playing on the agentic side of things a whole lot more, obviously with Ironclaw and tinkering with other systems. And yeah, I'm not sure, what your thoughts are specifically. But I will go ahead and hand the microphone to you while I go ahead and collect my thoughts this morning.
Yeah, no worries. I'm on a similar boat. Not as bad in terms of the sleep deprivation, but probably a couple hours shy of what I need. But regardless, we're here. Let's start the first one of these live stream sessions. First of many consecutive Saturdays sessions, it seems. Maybe to begin, to just give a bit of context of who I am, what Build City is, what Nov and I do together. My name is Tony. I also go by Tajinder, TJ, regardless, whatever you're comfortable with, depending on how well you know me. I'm an electrical engineer by trade, and I founded this community called Build City with Nov. Essentially, the idea was that we saw many people kind of building in silos within the New York City ecosystem. And we thought it would be beneficial to try to get these people together. And that primarily started within the Web3 ecosystem, of which I've been present since 2016, 17. We had a home base at a place called Station 3 here in New York City. And we had a little office. We would do these fun little video skits of things people are building. Gradually, we built up a pretty substantial community. And we would have these fun events that ended up getting to a point where we were running full week boot camps. We ran one some time ago, and it was when the buzzword AI agent had just started to take off at that point. And it was excellent, right? It went extremely well. Near was one of the sponsors amongst other Web3 and AI companies. A number of great projects were built, and we actually ended up being a part of the process of Byte AI being created, and that was catered towards the food industry. It was an agentic food delivery app that also had the intention of curating food options based off of specific requirements from a user, whether that's dietary or financial. And that went quite far. They ended up getting some funding from Coinbase. They launched a token. They raised some money. But that kind of showed us like that event was run really well. But that was done without like a necessarily a huge amount of resource in terms of like consistent resource from a sponsor, right? So that kind of like ignited that sense in us of like, okay, we could execute on something of the same nature. um and to backstep a bit, we had gone to Thailand. And I've said this story a few times, but you know, until you guys have gotten tired of it, I'll probably keep talking about it. We went to Thailand in November that same year, and that's where we met with Rhyme in Olympic Village, and that's where we got a sense of his work ethic, and just his kind of passion in the whole Web3 near ecosystem. And we understood at that point that it would make sense for us to start collaborating, start our discussions towards having something more solidified within the near ecosystem and us as Build City. So gradually we continue to do our thing, run some events. Nuv ran events in New York City and around the globe. And we started to collaborate with Near Legion and these nodes, first as physical activations. We had a couple of them in New York recently. Currently, it's at the cadence of one per month, but we're looking to increase it to about twice per month. And Nav ran two in India, and they went well, right? Like we were able to still get a good sizable amount of people in our physical activations. And these kind of virtual sessions, we're aiming to complement those in-person sessions. We have this like physical presence here in New York, so it's easy to kind of speak to the audience here. But in terms of scalability, it definitely makes sense that we interact with all the Near Legion community and all the current and future nodes that are going to come live. And I think what I'm trying to do is just build a consistent kind of ethos that we're going to work towards. Well, specifically with Build City itself, I think we've already kind of worked towards one and shared with like the rest of the Near Legion nodes, see what ideas are coming up there when it comes to working with Ironclaw and other agentic frameworks and Near AI Cloud, and also really to find genuine problems that we can address, find people who are working on real things and give them the resources, the ideas, the support that they need to build and execute properly, and build something that ends up being helpful for the audience that they're targeting. So yeah, this is just a general sense of what of what Build City does, and how we see our interaction with Near Legion. Maybe we can go around a bit. This is even though we're leading this a bit, I think this is intentionally supposed to be open to the entirety of the Near Legion and different nodes, so we can have a couple of people talk. Nav, if you wanna
Yeah, I think that's.
complete the
So I'll just quickly introduce myself as well. My name is Navneet. You can call me Nav. I'm based out of New York City, part of the Build City ecosystem. And I think what Tony has shared, the whole idea of starting these these virtual as well as the in-person events, just to have an accountability with each other, right? So the most of the time that we are working on some idea, working on a project, or scaling those startups. So having the community where you can genuinely ask for feedbacks, and genuinely people can help accomplish what you are already working on, and give that helping hands. So this is where we are coming from, and we have seen that people literally showed up and said that whatever that you are doing, or whatever that they have been part of, has added value to them. So we just want to highlight that this community is not just about us; it's about all of us. Right? So whatever, whoever is listening, whoever will going to come and join this community, we want to have the collaborative ecosystem where people should come without any hesitation, with even if they don't have any idea. Because initially when I came, I did not have many ideas, but when I hear about others, and when I able to interact with like-minded people, then my brain opened up, and I was able to brainstorm on many ideas. So just want to encourage here, and whoever wants to come and learn, because this technology is changing with so much pace, like the rapidly last what we have seen last year has in I've been in tech for more than a decade now. I have never seen this kind of enthusiasm, and this kind of participation, especially, and fear as well as excitement at the same time. So we just want that collaborativeness, and just go from that. And I would encourage, like, people, those who are on the call, just unmute your mic and just share a little bit about yourself, what are you working on, and who you are. So this community will get to know you, and then we can get to know each other as well. Yeah, anyone want to take a mic?
Ryan, it looks like
Or should we just highlight? Should we just spotlight people?
I'm the only one here with the camera on.
Spotlight them.
Spotlight in the sense that we can name people.
Spotlight them. You got full control over the boards that I'm trying to also spotlight but can't figure out. So
Yeah, maybe Tony, you wanna name someone who can just come and talk?
Do I want to beam someone?
Beak. I think he said Beak.
Beam?
Simon.
No, I said that just name someone from whoever you see, and then probably they'll come and talk.
I heard him say Beak.
I heard beam.
Yeah,
So
you guys are sleep deprived today, so I don't mind.
Duck float coordinator, where you at, bro?
Oscar, anyone can speak. There's no pressure here at all. We're figuring out these virtual sessions as we go. This is the first of many, so it's a good time to just hop in and set the precedent of what you want to look at, or what you want to come up, what you want from these sessions. I think it's a good place to kind of set the structure and rules.
Is Near Malaysia still in the building? Legion Malaysia, what's up? Who we got from Legion Malaysia?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to know you guys.
Incredible silence.
Yo, what's popping, guys?
Hey, Modify, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm going fine. What's up, Ryan?
Yo, what's good, artist? Finally.
Yeah. I think I was waiting for others to say something, and mainly because I'm outside and it's a little bit noisy. It's raining over here. We're deep in the rainy season, so it's been raining for 7 days straight currently, and we're hoping to have a little break later in August. So yeah. My name's Ernest, right? But my friends call me Modify, and I'm known generally within Web3 as Modify. I'm Nigerian. I live in Nigeria, but I travel around Africa a lot. And now what I do is to like go around communities and create awareness about Web3, about DeFi, about AI, about near protocol as well. And I've been in places like Ghana, I've been in Kigali, I've been in Dakar, Senegal, and I've done a couple of events in Nigeria for near protocol. And next month, I think first week of next month, we'll be hosting an Iron Claw workshop in my hometown, Yo. And we're hoping to get people there. And likely there'll be an online section after so others can join. And the idea is to let the builders over there learn how to build AI agents with Iron Claw and build some skills for their AI agents. Personally, I've been experimenting with some skills. I could share my GitHub repo later on in the Telegram group for others to like go through. I've been experimenting with some trading skills and some skills to use generally. And that's what I've been working on recently. And hopefully I can get to contribute my skills for Iron Hub when they're ready. So that's it. That's a little about me and I'll leave it for that.
Hey, Modify, where did you say you're based in?
Okay, I live in Nigeria.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, well, good luck on the event, and hopefully it's not raining throughout
Yeah.
the event as well.
Hopefully I'm praying for that because I know July is known for the rain. It's when we have the heaviest downpour of rain here in this part of the world. We live in the tropics, so we're known for rain.
Wow. Well, do you already have like a number of people that you expect to show up to the event?
Yeah, so far I think we've had like 30 signups,
Okay.
and by next week I should be going into the university to the faculty for computer science to bring those computer science students. So I'm hoping to bring like 10 to 15 students from school to add to the 30 that has signed up. So hopefully we could have like 25 to 30 people live during the workshop.
Okay, that's cool. Any promising ideas that you're starting to hear word of, or anything you'd want your audience or yourself to build?
Okay, so basically we would be focusing on skills
Okay.
for an AI agent, right, using Iron Claw. So I think I would be showing them how to set up an instance, an AI agent with Iron Claw, how to connect to your Telegram, how to send basic commands, and then how to build or write certain skills for your agents, and how to use the agent to do basic things or to make certain things. And yeah, for example, personally, I've been using my agents to trade, to read market sentiments, based on the skills I've built for the agents already. So my agents could create orders, could create DC orders, could read market sentiments online, could read charts, and my agents could also create price alerts and could also set up perps orders, right? And so that could show them how to build several skills that could do anything. They could turn the agents to influencers. They could use the agents to automate different parts of their lives and stuff. So that's the idea we would be building on for the workshop.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Are you planning to film this in any way? Maybe it could be worth it during a follow up live stream for you to just show it.
Well, that's an idea I've been exploring, but I'm not fully sure yet. But hopefully, we should be able to stream. But like I said, we're planning to do like a follow up online workshop after the in real life workshop. So hopefully we can have that open for others to join and see what people are building over here in my location.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome. Look forward to it.
Thank you. So I'm going to stay back now and I'll let others have the floor.
Oh, you're a bit muffled, Modify. I think you got caught by the rain. Hey, Vivek. Am I saying that right?
Yep, you can call me Big, of course. Rhyme called me big.
Rhyme
Okay.
calls me.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway, it's really interesting that you started with like start on 2016, right? On
Uh,
that side.
2016 is when I started my personal journey into starting to understand Bitcoin.
That's cool.
Yeah, not Build City, just my own
No,
personal.
no, no. But like our people is trying to understand what Bitcoin is and what crypto is, but everyone is end up with like just trading on the chain. Like there's some discourse on like building a business on blockchain rather than just trading right now, because everyone from like Near or like Solana, I also active in their group chat on Solana supporting. There's so many founders that pivot using like just blockchain as their database layer. So like yeah, it's just business as usual. But yeah, what do you think? What the like startup ecosystem right there in this bear market? Like,
Yeah.
is everyone going to business as usual with blockchain layer? What do you think?
See, I'm not gonna speak on behalf of the larger market or what people's opinions are as a whole here in New York. I think from our perspective is like come with an idea, come with a desire to build, come with a problem to solve, and you use the tools that are appropriate for you, right? So in our case, we do come with like a set of preferred ones, right? With Iron Claw and with Near AI Cloud. But at the end of the day, we're not going to say that you need to exclusively use XYZ things. You need to use blockchain in some way, right? If it makes sense, you should use it. If it's for buzzword reasons, then it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, now it's not even a buzzword, right? To say I'm using this chain, right? At the
Right.
current market levels. So like the reality of the fact is like build real shit, right? That's what we're trying to move towards, and what I'm hoping to do with these live sessions and these in-person events is to get that out there of like, all right, like things look shiny and cool. um, in practice, a lot of these things
Yeah.
on both ends of the aisle, whether it's blockchain or AI, like they get like so conflated, and you end up with things that don't actually work, or if they work in ways that you don't intend, right?
Right.
So just it's like come in with a desire to build and to be consistent and to see what problem you're going to solve and have a passion for it, right? Have a genuine passion for it. If you don't, like, just keep iterating until you get a passion for something, right? And then find out what the solution is, test it, right? Go through the normal way of building a startup. These AI tools make it easier to build MVPs. Make sure you're not, creating something with a whole bunch of bloat with 500, because now you could make something with like 50 different features, right? But
Yeah.
if if your like customer doesn't need any of them, is he's just gonna get overwhelmed and leave, right?
Yeah.
So it's about like, okay, building something quick and simple, solving an issue, and iterating based off of actual customer feedback. So this is like the general sense. I can't speak on like what the sentiment is around blockchain or AI. Some people are fatigued, some people are energetic in terms of these technologies, but like let's just make sure we create this community of genuine builders, and I think that's all we need.
Nice take.
I hope I did answer your question or so close
No,
to.
no. It's just like just a talk. Like
Mm.
yeah, we're just iterating what we perceive on the market right now. It's no big deal if the answer is no need to answering the question on this point, because we as community is figuring out what we should do and what the market should respond right now. Right?
Well, how do you feel about it in general?
I really bullish on RWA narrative right now because it's really abstracting like liquidity from like I actually had like 5 years exploring this opportunity to open up new business model in Indonesia. Actually, it's really hard to us to accept foreign direct investment in Indonesia.
Mhm.
That's why blockchain is like the heaven's way for us right now. Like you could invest in dollar and upfront in is in Indonesian rupiah, but the investor could like have their direct exposure to, let's say, coffee, or we can, let's say, coal, like something like that. But there is some regulation that could not be leveraged with usual tech right now because it's really you couldn't trust any database right now on their side, but blockchain can be used on that things if you perceive me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's an excellent take. There's definitely benefits of blockchain, especially in certain regions, certain countries. Um, I like the RWA take. I think that might be potentially a complete discussion that we can have on one of our future live streams. I think there's a growing kind of desire even here in New York City to step into RWAs, to have some like real world connection to the exchange and something tangible. So that could be interesting. By the way, says you're the founder of the Outpost. Outpost.
No,
What's
no,
that?
it's just my takes on how I building the Legends Lampung because like it's the furthest place that you can find in startups or technology because like the condition in here is no one ever talk about like building a startup. They rather propose their apps as service to the locals. There is no connection on the global. That's why I'm building like a place for them, developers, and like my people that might be interested in like connecting the ideas to the market from Lampung
Okay.
because yeah, Lampung is bit different from Jawa, Indonesia, and will be different from Kalimantan or Maluku or Bali. It's
Hmm.
really different market on here. That's why I really crime really make me think about it because the way we building this like near legend is to know how the local power the legends, not by like using San Francisco perspective on founders or things and translating it to Lampung, it would not work
Hmm.
because like we had discrepancy on like how we access capitals and how we like how really building on the foundation side or how really building on the blockchain, something like that, and how we could get like grants or like support from the chain. There is less people acting on the like yeah on that side. Malaysia has a really good place for this because has like network school, right? It's really interesting place to build it right now. But on Indonesia, we are really struggling right now. But we will see. We will see.
It seems like a dichotomy where you're like, there's a struggle here, but also like this is the best place to start building out blockchain based apps, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a very best place to build.
Yeah. Um, oh, thank you, Ewan. That's good information. Um, I think that's interesting perspective. That's why I'm already liking these streams, because from like the New York perspective, like blockchain is different right here,
Yeah.
right? Startup culture is different. And it's different than SF is, right? New York is has a whole different perspective. So to like highlight the fact that it's not all about like New York or SF, right? Like it's all these other communities that have real builders who are creating things that can actually help the audience in a real tangible way is it's interesting, right? Because the way you guys build blockchains and the benefit you can get from like the financial aspects is different, right? Here it might be a lot of speculation of how I can make money off of this thing. It might not be the same case, right, in certain other countries. Yeah. So me and B been dominating the show here. Anyone else interested in sharing a bit?
It's maybe really morning on that side, I think.
It's early on a Saturday here in New York.
It's midnight here at 8 o'clock in
Oh,
the night.
8 o'clock at night. Okay, that's a solid time. I mean, I think this is a good time to keep it. There's a good amount of people who are showing up, so that's always good. Um,
You and Mike want to talk about network school in there, how you leverage like yeah. We might make something similar on Malaysian side on behalf of Near Legend. Very soon.
in terms of the networking, you said.
Networking event and like what we call it and the pesantren kilat in Indonesia. Like you have a full session with like 3 days and there's full of building in there. Yeah, network school.
Okay,
But we called it pesantren kilat, like 2 days of full education and building,
so
something like that.
it's kind of like a boot camp, basically.
Yeah, but that's words what I think.
Okay, cool. Have you ran any of these so far?
Super Team has run it on their site. Super Team Indonesia, like 4 months ago, I think. But yeah, many students participated in there. But I also like suggesting them about their apps and talking and discussing with them.
Mhm.
But so many interesting ideas. But yeah, it is what it is. They are just a student, but so many student like university students.
Yeah, I mean, students is the way to go, man. These young guys,
Yeah.
younger guys and gals have endless ideas. So.
Yes, really endless idea, but yeah, they really know how he want to build their apps. I also found like someone from Lampung, like I discovered their ideas. They building about like using Near as the layer to make some apps like Luma on Near.
Mhm.
They
Lumon, interesting.
Luma, yeah, Luma. They have pitched it, but I don't really have update on it. Maybe tomorrow we will meet up on cafe and talk about it. I think I have dev shop tomorrow
Okay,
in Lampung.
okay, that sounds cool. I mean, if they're continuing to iterate on it, I'd uh, I'd love to see them on a follow up stream. They're open to discuss their app and even go through it.
Yeah, but the limit in their side is they don't really comfortable to talk in English, like you know.
Oh, you're gonna have to be their ambassador, basically.
Yeah, I had to be the ambassador on the iterating things on
They
it.
gotta they gotta give you a cut. You need a percentage.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
You are in Bali or somewhere else?
I'm in Lampung. If you want to know, it's the southern island on Indonesia, the bigger one, the one that produce most of the minyak kelapa sawit, you know.
Yeah, I would love to learn more. Would love to learn more.
Yeah, I think I need to write some local content on my site so Near Legend could
Yeah.
perceive how we could collaborate in the future. But yeah, I will work
We'll
on
bring
that.
people from US to Indonesia for a boot camp. We'll have a nice time in Bali.
Bali is too far for me, brother.
Oh, Bali is too far from you. Okay, maybe like wherever you are.
If we could send my plane tickets, we might show up on Bali.
Okay, nice getting to know that what you're working on and what you plan to work, and happy to support in any of the aspects from here. And feel free to share your ideas, and if we are able to help in any ways, happy to help.
Yeah, happy to have this talk.
Perfect.
You know, one thing I wanted to kind of open up to the audience. It's a probably a bit of a challenge for me to kind of figure out how to do this exactly. I wanted to get on a cadence of building weekly with these agentic frameworks and near AI Cloud and Ironclaw in mind. Um, but I don't know if the best format is necessarily for me to just live stream myself building. I'm not a programmer by trade. I know enough to create things, and with these AI tools, it's very easy. Um, but I'm trying to understand if it makes more sense for me to live stream as I build, or does it make sense that maybe I build throughout the week, and then during these sessions at the end of the week, I can show what I've put together. I think this is something I'm trying to figure out, and maybe you guys can give a bit of an input on what makes sense, what format makes sense.
Yeah, I think building live is great, and I think we may run into issues, and that may take some time to resolve it, right? So what I think would be great, and sometimes you have one iteration and you want to upgrade to that, so we can take the idea and build it on our own time, and then present it here, so that people will know and people can ask question and then reach out where that how did you do it, or if they start doing something similar, then they have the reference that who they need to talk to. So I
Exactly.
think build something on your own time and come here to demonstrate and get feedback, because building is fine. I think we all understand that building is now not a moat. The moat is the validation, getting the feedback, and and just distribution of it, right? So
Yeah.
I think that will be, according to me, I think that would work well.
Yeah, I think that's what can happen with like the a panel of people who come here, right? Like we could kind of become experts in a way of figuring out what the distribution is for these tools, right? First by providing feedback on how to validate the things that we build, validate the problem, validate the things that we build, and then provide insight on how to get it distributed, right? Whether that means that everyone here is like near Legion, right? Maybe we all post these projects on our personal socials. We figure out how to promote them, and then we understand like who the target audience is and how we can go towards them, right? How we can execute it in a way that doesn't harass people, right? We're not like sending out these kind of group messages from our agents to get thousands of people to see our product. We're going to do it intentionally, and then also just getting feedback from you guys, right? Both positive and constructive, to iterate on these things. And it could be the case that every week we do something different, or one of these projects ends up gaining enough interest that we come consecutively. I see Oscar agreeing, building along the weekend. So Oscar, you think are you suggesting that we start building throughout the week and continue through the weekend and on these live streams, or are you saying that we should just straight up build during these live streams? Okay, okay. So Oscar agrees. He's basically agreeing with us that we should keep building throughout the week, introduce the idea here, maybe clean it up, um, and all the other things that we could do to try to get it out there and try to get user feedback. Nice to meet you too, Oscar. Ryan, what do you think? Ryan, you there?
I am here. Sorry, Oscar, do you want to introduce yourself? I don't think I recognize the name.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just make sure my mic is good. All right, I'm Oscar from Malaysia. So I'm actually working with Yuan. I just a tech guy, actually working on software. So I nearly just joined Yuan on the Iron Crawl things, conducting a workshop. And so looks everything is new for me, but what we are actually aiming for the workshop is sharing the way to actually set up your Iron Crawl and also introduce what you can do with your Iron Crawl. With all the flexibility provided by Iron Crawl, I think that this is a great opportunity for the guy. I mean, maybe the new guy just not yet graduate from university to pick up these skills so that it will actually be their great helping hand in the future. So we will conduct a workshop for this, but regarding the how many people will join, I don't have that. Mike Yuan can advise that, but yeah, we are aiming on that, and we also tends to actually emphasize on make it locally. So we do see a lot of AI there that is actually happening on cloud, everything executing from cloud. And IronCore do provide flexibility to set it locally so that all the execution is actually happening in your local machine. You can set it in the Docker. And I think this is a good, kind of good option for us because right, with more and more scam happening right now, everyone is afraid their data leaking up. So I think this is a good platform for them to set up locally and execute their tasks safely with peace mind. Yeah. So this is what we do for the workshop.
Oh, can you expand on the scam aspect?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure whether this is something that visible, but now there's more scam happening now, right? So all of it is like you are mislead your information or misclick some link, but that will also be executed by the AI if you don't use the AI properly, right? So with what I see from my own core is actually offering those option for you to set it up your agent, your local, which is only execute all those things, all those action in your local, where you can restrict it to accessing your sensitive file, etc. Which I think that is a good way for maybe person like me that I'm really sensitive to cyber thing. So yeah, that's what I mean for the scam thing.
Okay, and
It's not it's not a main thing. Just I feel that this is just a side topic which could say that the local things is actually really good for some of the user that actually emphasize for cyber.
Yeah, I think that's a solid point. Do you think it's something that you'd show on maybe on a stream, or is this something that you want to execute locally in your local audience or town? Or what do you think the next steps are?
Sorry, I didn't hear. I didn't get you.
what do you think the next steps are in terms of executing what you just mentioned about it, running it locally?
Yeah.
Is this
For now, I
something?
don't.
Sorry,
Sorry.
go ahead. No,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if this is something that you're looking to run a workshop on, where you just have people using it locally, or right?
Yeah, actually, in the workshop, we will just share it out on how to set up, and get you to use on the AI to help on your daily tasks. But I will actually want to take the opportunity to uh, highlight the cybersecurity aspect where they can actually take more concern on that. AI now is taking part of our life. I would say that now we have wipe code, everything software. Those software engineering is all depending on the AI to do the coding. But do we have to validate all those things that execute by the AI agent, which they might be doing the correct thing, or they might be uh, having some backdoors leave open. So that's what I'm coming from to
I see.
highlight. Yeah.
I see. That's fair. I mean, I would say the kind of ethos of Ironclaw and Near AI is privacy. So it wouldn't be a bad place to start talking about cybersecurity, I'd say.
I do find that the local installation interesting, and it's seen a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but I've seen a couple areas where that has been more prominent than others, and for different reasons than others. But I think just the idea of being able to have that installed on your hardware, on your device, where, like, yes, you trust a cloud or you trust whatever server it's being hosted on, but there is something about, like, it being part of your machine and not even having a chance to, like, get out into the ether like that. I think that would be a interesting session to do sometime, where we just all, like, set up a local hosting agent, and that ends up being the hook in what we end up doing. And we just spend an hour, everyone just setting up a local agent,
I think that's a great idea, actually.
and the
Because then
context and why and, like, how, like, I mean, I think the whys will be very interesting, because at least from what I've gathered is there's different reasons. There's a lot of overlap for why, but people have their different reasons, and there's different advantages and disadvantages too. And I think being able to have that juxtaposition will be a really great learning device.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also would give people an understanding of like what their hardware is capable of, right? Like someone might have the intention of running this locally, and then they realize, okay, it just doesn't make sense for my hardware and my use cases. So I think it's definitely beneficial to just have a live stream, and then to see like who it works for, and then what they've been able to do with it, even in the immediate sense after we have it up and running, and to have it broadcasted on our social channels. People can use it as inspiration for their own thing.
I think the question, and this is a one from ignorance. So, like, some people, like, you host it locally instead of hosting it on the cloud. Isn't there something that you're able to, like, circumvent as far as, like, the compute costs, or, like, just the cost in general, to be able to run an agent locally versus running it on the cloud? Is that correct, or am I getting something crossed?
Question to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're asking about, if I get you wrong, please let me know. If you're asking about any advantages setting up locally.
Yes. Yes.
I see. Okay. So the AI agent can actually access to a lot of files, all those pictures, all those videos stored in our device. So I want it to be run it isolating. So I will let we know that we can just set up the agent at your local machine, but we can't pull the whole LLM from the network. So we let the thinking process to be out on the cloud. So when, let's say, I want to do something, let's say I'm an accountant and I have a list of files that I actually want to execute. So I just put that in my Docker, and the Docker is an isolated environment where I just put it there, and I set up my AI inside of there. So when I execute any command, all the command, let's say the prompt is going strong. So at the worst, it will just damage my file, or it will just get those information from the file that I intentionally put in my local. So that make me safe. So I want the AI to actually process these only files, and I only give the access for the AI agent to execute on this file. So it make me safe. And actually, for me, I will feel like it's more reliable instead of I putting all the execution to be on the cloud. But I won't deny that setting up in the IronCloud agent on the cloud is more easy, and as we don't need to set up all those Postgres, SQL, we don't need to set up any Docker. But some of the user might take care, might very highlight on personal information leak or any file. So that's the only reason that I feel that is beneficial. I think about the costing, all those things, we're going to charge the same. But just limit the access that could be accessed by the agent. Yeah.
So appreciate that. So you're saying you have more control over the agent hosting it locally than you do if you were to host it on the cloud?
No, it's less.
Less.
So I only
Yes,
it's less.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So basically, you're still tapping into the LLM on the cloud.
Yes. Because the LLM is like you need the big brains that is actually consuming the processing power, so it can be live on the cloud. I just need that my prompt going there, and he just come back with some response with the what should be execute, and the AI inside my enclosed environment, which is the Docker or any sandbox, etc. It will just execute in that area. So all my file that actually inside that area will actually get touched or get processed. So I can feel safe that all sensitive information that is outside is still in my PC, but it's outside of that sandbox or Docker.
Yeah.
So for some user that they are actually dealing with those sensitive information, this might be, or those confidential things, this might be something.
Yeah. I've seen interest from like the medical community specifically for some time, actually, with medical records. You might want to take the approach of using the local machines.
All right.
Have you done anything interesting or something that you've like been incredibly impressed with as far as like what your AI agent's capable of? I'm curious if you've like what your agent experience has been like.
Nope, I haven't set out any use case for that yet. I'm still thinking on the use case where I can share it to the workshop, where they can give them an example on how do you use AI agent wisely. I didn't have any use case. If back to your question, I didn't have any. But if let's say there's anything that I feel interesting or I feel any problem I encounter, I can share to you. But for currently, I don't have my apology for that.
No worries. I mean, I was just honestly curious. If you had spun up any agents or even just tasking. Like, there's a couple like doc formats. Like, I hate doing tables and like Excel stuff, and that has been super helpful for me to be able to templatize things. And this is not an IronClaw thing. I use Gemini pretty consistently just because Google. But I am trying to get away from that as a whole and to have more. Like, I've got a separate computer just to like tinker with agents, and all new logins, like nothing that I use on the day to day is like on that. But I'm starting to fork different like Google Docs and stuff and make those copies so that, you know, I'm not having to necessarily connect it to my main Google Doc that it's been, you know, pumping out for years, where I have, you know, random college student papers that I used to write, and, you know, now 5-6 years of like crypto docs. But that has been something that's been helpful for me. But as a creative, there's, you know, I'm very eager to find the ways to automate and to take off the tasking and organization and admin stuff that like most creatives hate. While also, sorry, I've got the most annoying positioning and it throws off my train of thought. But anyways, I am eager to see what other people are working on, and just kind of, you know, what they would like to see out of AI and AA agents, because I think everyone's got a really interesting point of view and perspective, and obviously the different use cases are going to be unique depending on the individual, but also, you know, it's that overlap of skills and tasks, and, you know, just things to be able to help complete and execute. And, you know, what's like vibe coding is fun, and I think that like the term has just kind of like taken on a life of its own as these things do. But, you know, I really like the intentionality and the purposefulness of like finding what these AI agents can do to, you know, I've been using the word empowering users, empowering people, but, you know, become that extension of themselves really, and not this tool that's replacing uh, the person, but this tool that is just this extension that is making you like a a superhero, and giving you superpowers. You know, with your day to day tasks. We'll get
Yeah.
into the ethics and the creative side of things a different time, whenever Michael can join or something.
Yeah, I think I think one of the things that we could do is to see how it empowers ourselves, so we can use it as a reference to really understand how it empowers everyone, right? So maybe we start using these sessions as actual like show and tells, right? So like let's spend the days of just building things and seeing how they work and what problems that they might solve, and bring them to these sessions and try to understand like whether or not these things are actually useful. And I think that's when we'll actually start um, creating these workshops and sessions that are impactful, right? Like highly impactful. It's first by just starting with ourselves. So regardless of like what our kind of input and perspective and role is in this entire like near legion local node structure, I think it's worth it for all of us to just like build, right? Just build and understand this and create genuine things. And even if it's stuff that's not fully fleshed out, I promise you what I build won't be fleshed out at all, right? But it's the act of actually creating and understanding these things that'll get us to build real things, right? And that acts as a shining example for people who come in our audience. You know, they'll see us as examples of, okay, they've created things and it's had some level of impact, and I'm inspired to create as well. Empower ourselves and then empower everyone.
I agree. I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's a chicken or egg um, situation, but you use the example of, you know, one of the sessions. It'll be, you know, the whole thing will be us setting up something locally. I'd like to be able to think of like what that kind of looks like chronologically. Like, you know, is that the first step? Do we set up people locally? I know that's more of like a niche thing, but just looking at like a theme or like a task that becomes compounding. You know, it's like one step is like, oh, this week we're going to install XYZ. This next week we're all going to, you know, find this one task that helps us do, you know, complete one job that like annoys us, like in our personal workflow. And then that's what we come and present, like, you know, or are working on figuring out that next week, right? It's like, okay, cool. Like everyone, like say, next week we did the local installation, right? We all figured that out. That's a cool little element to have in our toolkit. It's like, okay, then we spend the next week tinkering with that. And it's like, we come to the next week, the next team is like, okay, like what is this one skill that your agent needs? And it's like, okay, like we figure out like what is that skill for that each person that joins the session, what Ernest is going to come up with, what his local agent will need will be different than what Oscar's local agent would need. But, like a show and tell, like you said, is, we'll present it, and, the people that have a higher degree of competency, will be able to help. The other people that don't will be able to follow along. But, between the handfuls of people, and honestly, I'm quite impressed with almost 10 people. We had 9 pretty much the whole session that were like here on stage, which honestly is pretty auspicious, I would say, for the future. But, treating it like that show and tell, and, we'll have that kind of spectrum of different skill sets and different levels to where, we are kind of like covering that whole radius.
Yeah, for sure. And we can keep these like, 1 to 2 hours long. So it could be the case where we have like more structured, okay, this is what we do next, and then we do this, then we do that. Then we have actually something full-fledged once we fully understand how to add skills, how to run this locally, how to do whatever else we need to do. And then maybe towards the end of the session, we can have people present whatever they want to present as well, right? Like maybe someone is a bit ahead of the game and they can show what they're working on, and we can work together to figure out how to support them, whether that's advice, whether that's people who are more technical that can help on the engineering side of things, or if we can just promote things, right? I think there's a good opportunity to promote things as well. Like that's one of the core strengths of this Legion network. So we can have a setup like that if that makes sense to everyone else as well.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And like, these sessions are meant to be collaborative and to platform all the different people and that are doing things and insights. Like what we didn't expect, or I didn't at least expect, too many different people to speak, or, just kind of from these experiences. Like I think Ernest, was a pretty good microcosm of it. He's like, well, I was just kind of waiting for other people to like chip in. But I think that, the more that we do this, the more comfortable people get, the more encouraged and empowered they will be to be able to share their thoughts and their insights, and like, not in a buzzword term, but like, we want this to be a safe space for ideas to be able to incubate, and for you to be able to like ask questions. And, I, for myself, tell people all the time, like, I'm the dumbest person in this call, or, I'm happy to be the dumb person, at that time. Because I don't feel dumb. Like that's, to me, that's a skill that I know that I have. And that I've like worked on too. Cause like, I mean, I don't like to feel dumb, but like, I'm also like, especially in a space like this, like I know that I don't have, 10 years of electrical engineering background. So like, I'm not, that
I'm
doesn't,
not old, bro.
You know what I mean? But like, that doesn't like, make me feel insecure. Like that makes me feel like optimistic. Like, yo, I've got people that have like a really rich background in this that I'm able to engage with and ask questions anytime. And like, I'm able to ask dumb questions and then sound really smart when I leave these rooms.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, look, like if we're all being honest with each other, I'm sure each one of us don't fully understand this thing in some aspect, right? Whether it's specifically Ironclaw or agentic frameworks or AI, there's always a question or something that we might feel a bit insecure about, right? So these sessions are completely open to everyone, regardless of like what their expertise is. And that's how we're going to be able to continue building this in an effective way. Speaking on people being engaging, the chat's been pretty, there's been a good amount of comments in the chat, to be honest. I didn't expect to see this, especially for us, like 9 a.m. Eastern. I didn't expect so many people to be engaged. Definitely thankful about that.
We're international, baby. We're on every time zone.
Yo, I'm telling you, the other side of the world is locked in.
That is the plan. Someone is up building somewhere at any given time, and the Legion will be there to support.
Well, I think we can start winding down a bit here. Definitely been a great call. I'm feeling inspired. I know you guys are also probably feeling a bit pumped.
Yeah, I feel good. This was a good session. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I just knew that if we got a bunch of leaders from around the world, like in the room, however many we got, we would have some interesting conversations, or at least something to kind of build a foundation and cornerstone to be able to kind of continue this experience. And I think, the more that people engage, like even if it's, even if it was just this group, like repeating like every week, I feel like it would be productive for everybody that involved.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't take too much time for that word to get out for others. Be like, oh, this is something reliable and consistent that I can look forward to, and that's going to help support my journey in this, agentic world that we are all trying to figure out together. And even at the highest levels, they're trying to figure it out. Like, don't let the tech bros intimidate you and let you think that they have all this automation and everything figured out, and they're going to, relegate us to the permanent underclass. Like, they've still got a lot of figuring out to do too, and we've got at least the tools to be able to protect ourselves from their autocracy.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, go ahead. I don't want to.
That is a really interesting take right there. Like we building tech not to like ourselves to empower, just to empower ourselves that we have AI right now. So anything that like beyond our scope, we could just ask AI and tailor the answer to our knowledge, right? Like now, like it's just tools that empowering us, that connecting things, connecting the something like.
No, I think that's a good, and that's one of the, and to that point, as far as like the things that I use it for, because like I definitely don't feel like I'm that ahead of the curve. Like I would say probably everyone on this call, it's likely has a deeper suite of AI tools than I do that they use. But like I'm not, I use it very frequently, and I would say one of the most valuable to me is like I like the mastermind sessions, and like my brain goes on 100 all the time. So like I need outlets to just kind of like be able to like brainstorm and to be able to challenge, like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this, like angling this. And you know I get very turned off when someone submits like an AI like proposal or something. Like if it's very clearly like they copied and pasted, I'm just like, I like get that out of my face. But I think it's very valuable to like go back and forth with it if you're challenging yourself, like, being able like, yo, I want to do, this event. This is the effect that I want to have. Like, I know what those things are going to look like. And I think it's, whether you're planning an event or whether you're coding, having a baseline knowledge of that discipline, of that area of expertise in which you're embarking is really the edge and really like the advantage and what the AI is going to do. Because it's not like AI will allow me to like vibe code something, but like AI will allow somebody with a computer developer background to like really be able to exponentially output their workload that they would do otherwise. And that's going to be very, very different. And like, yes, that is accessible, but like I'm not trying to compete with my vibe coding app with, somebody with fucking like Louise from Mintbase or from Bita.
Why not?
Because I think that's silly.
Well, you could always learn, right? Like it's about timeline as well, right? So the curve to actually learn the technicals that you might feel like you need is lower than it was when they were learning, right? Like they didn't have the tools that we have today.
And I can clear a whole lot of like right? I can lower that learning curve or that head start that they have quite a bit, but like they're always going to have that head start. And it's not anything that I look at like as a deterrent. It's more of like, for me, like a self-awareness thing. Like, even going into like the music, like, there's people that have been producing since they were 10 years old. And like, yes, I can like do things and like record, but like I go to people that have been doing this for 20 years whenever it's really time for me to put together like my total, like the final package. But like that process to like get to that producer, like, that starts with, for me, it starts in the notebook. Oftentimes then it'll start into, I'll have like a homie that just like does some basic like recording, or we'll just like do something in the bedroom, and record in just like the bedroom mic. That sounded gay as hell. But but anyways, like there's like several different drafts and mediums in which I'm taking it to, and it goes through different people, and even like the producer that I record with, right? It'll go from there, from that package, it'll go to the mixing and mastering process, which is a whole nother process and expertise and discipline. And then by that time, that's got the total package, and every once in a while you'll get someone like Russ who like, you know, writes, produces, and mixes and masters all of that. But like that's a fucking anomaly. And again, that's not to like deter me from like doing things, but I do a little bit kind of like resent the fact, like, oh well, you can code anything. Like, yes, you can, but like me vibe coding something because I have the tools, like, and Brian Armstrong's team at Coinbase vibe coding because they have the tools. Like, where we're using vibe coding in a very different way, and there's not enough distinction between that. And that's why, just like we get AI slop on the timeline, we're going to get AI slop on the fucking agents and tools. And I'm not super interested in slop. Like personalized agents, yes, and I am very interested to see how that evolves, and the ability for people to like amend and adapt those agents, almost like from an a la carte way, which I think is something that will happen, between like the marketplaces and the skills and the things that people are, creating, and submitting to these places. But the personalized angle and people being able to do stuff, yes, empowers infinitely. But I also delineate between like, what is a personal use agent versus like, I'm going to code a brand new super app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's part of the value of these like mastermind sessions that we're having right now, and as well as having the broader Legion audience, is that like you could start with just vibe coding some application. Maybe you end up hitting like a problem that's real, right? And your vibe coding MVP kind of paints a vision for people, and then you could tap into the audience and link up with like someone who has like 10-15 years of experience as a software developer, right? And they team up with you. They're inspired as well, and then they actually look at what you have, right? And they can either start from scratch, right, from the way an engineer actually develops, or they can look at your code base and start adjusting it in a way that makes sure that security and features and user experience are paramount.
I totally aligns with that approach.
Yeah.
With that, I want to share my screen and show something.
Sure.
You guys hear me? Okay, let's go. Screen. It was a builder session. Probably be good. Okay. Let me know when you're able to see my screen.
Someone has to manually present it. Whoever is running the studio. I think Ryan, you're running the studio, right?
Yeah, let me see.
Let me know once you're able
Oh,
to see
shit,
it.
I gotta add to the page with that. Okay, we're good.
Oh, we can see it.
It's on.
You guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So I think I just want to show quickly this part of it since we were all talking about the skills. So we are currently I'm on the Iron Claw, and what I did is go from settings, come here as a skills, and you can search here anything. Let's say I search health, right? So this is kind of marketplace for all the skills that is available. So now you see all the skills which is available. You can have it here. So I installed this health. You can install Apple Health skill. You can, yeah, basically whatever that you wanna play around with, you can do install, and that will become your part of your agent. So I installed this recently, and I can show this should show me in my skills, right? So, and now what will happen is, so I just asked this with the help of this skill. What the skills basically does, it gives you predefined instruction that how your agent should run, right? So the skills have, if I can show you right here. So currently this is a Claw Hub. This is the marketplace for all the skills which are available. Clawhub.ai, you can take a look. So currently we are looking, let's say, trending. So I'm taking a look at the weather skill. So what exactly the skills are? So skills are basically the markdown file, skills.md. It has written all the instruction that how your agent, when this skill is installed, and if you ask certain question related to that, then how your agent should read and execute the information written in this skill. So if, let's say, if I install this as a weather skill for me, and then what is going to do, it is going to execute this, right? The curl minus s, and then this particular URL, and this is the output it is going to give me, right? And this has some pretty decent instruction that how the output and what kind of input output that is going to require. So now after that, after installing this skill, I asked this question. Where is that? Okay, here you go. Provide the personalized, because I installed the personalized health skill. Now my agent is aware that it has to use the skill which is installed, and I said provide personalized wellness guidance for male 30 years. So based on my search, I found the health skill installed. Right here is how you use it, and then it has given me this output: general wellness guidance for 30 male old, fitness 3 to 4 times focusing on compound, nutrition, recovery, and health monitoring. So what I wanted to show you with this 5 minutes or maybe 2 minutes skill, that this can completely become your app now, right? So on the front end, you can have the personalized nutrition guidance, and then you can have you can have that small form where you can ask people to put up their age and put up their that what kind of things that they want in their personalized health, and this can spit out all this information which is important. This is very small example which I wanted to show, but with the skills and with the MCP, the MCP will help you to get the data, but the skills will help you guide the MCP to what kind of, how do you process this data, and how do you give the correct and incorrect output from that data. So
Yeah,
just wanted to, any question?
No, just a comment. I said this is excellent, right? Because now you're really just focusing on the UI, right? As long as
Exactly.
yeah,
And then once you have this, then you can plug this into your UI, and then can become your complete full-fledged front end back end app.
Yeah.
So that it all comes with idea. I think I basically have been exploring on personal health, personal journey, nutrition. So that whatever that you think, as Tony was saying and Ryan was alluding to it, that think of it that what is going to help you in your day-to-day life. I think that is a great way to start and explore the tool around it. Explore that what are the tools available, and just we have the chat within our community, and I think with the other folks as well. Just ask question. If you're not sure, then ask that. Somebody might have already explored that, and they might have already solved this, so that can save little bit of time. These tools sometimes takes a little bit of time to explore and then get hang of it. So if somebody has, now I have showed this to you guys, and you know that, oh, if you have to install any skills, where you have to go, and how you have to search. Let's do one more round. Let's say if I search for finance. Right, so this will give me all the necessary skills required for finance. Some I haven't explored the entire skills which is out here, but this is that whichever interests you, you can explore, and if it works, great. If not, then find out at why it doesn't work, and probably you can work on it, and you can make that work and submit in this marketplace as well.
Yeah, the beauty of it is that you can test out these different skills, specifically like finance related skills, and basically the one that you end up liking, you can just build out a front end for it and just connect it, and as long as you get distribution, now you have an app that's actually generating revenue.
Yeah, support. So think of the support. I think this has been hearing a lot, that personal finance, people wants to save more or optimize their finance. So this can support financial understanding from personal budgeting to professional analysis and research, right? So this can definitely become a tool for, first for yourself, and then solve your own problem. And then I think what problem that you are facing, I'm sure that most of the people, or some of the people will be also facing, so that you can cater to them initially. Yeah, I think this is the short and sweet, very simple thing that I wanted to just show it to people, and this just for today. And then we'll come up with the next one, more whatever that I will be working on. Probably we can talk on upcoming live stream.
Yeah, awesome.
May I add something around it? Like, it is really interesting to like have your personal health agent in your own Google Health. I think I found Google Health apps, Google Health skill on the Iron Cloud Hub. Have you ever used it to like connecting into your Google Health, and you like using a smartwatch, and the agent could like tailor health suggestion on your behalf. It's 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 really become a assistant for your health, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a Google Watch, but that's exactly the idea, right? That you connect to the API that is provided by Google, and then you use it for your own, and then it already Google is recording your steps. Google is already recording your most of the health data, and then you can pretty decently analyze that data, and agent can become your personal. So if you, let's say, if you have not slept well, right, then okay,
Yeah.
you are sleep deprived, you have to get a sleep, right? So this is what you required for your optimal health. So health is considered not just like a physical health, right? The health has so many aspects of it, like mental health. So all multiple pillars that the health has. So whether we are able to do mindfulness, like the yoga, maybe I can go on a tangent for that, but I can say that once you explore, would love to see that what you have also done with that. The idea to show this is give the food for thought, right? That you may have different interests than me, and somebody can have different interests of themselves, but that gives us a collaborative exploration and collaborative learning that we can learn from each other.
Yeah. No, this is an excellent place to start. No, thank you so much for sharing. Ryan, I think we should clip this. I think Nov's perspective and the way he spoke about the skills is spot on how to build out things throughout this entire like process.
Yeah, I got the access to the book, so we can clip it, and it'll be easy to find since we're coming to the end.
Yeah. It might be the place to start with these things. Start with the skills and then build off of there.
I think that makes the most sense. That's what I was going to suggest going into next week. If we were to like commit to the local installation, that would take, I mean, you know, the context in the deployment wouldn't take that long. And then the task that we would get out of it to complete that loop would be, you know, opening up the MD files and adding the skill. Add one skill to your local agent. Learn how to install a local agent and add one skill to superpower it.
Yeah. Like test out a skill that you like and that fits a personal problem, and then and then go from there.
That's perfect, guys. I think this was a great session. I'm very happy with the way that this has gone. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, and thank you everyone else who joined this early or late, depending on where you are session. Definitely, we've got some homework and some inspiration, so we'll be doing this very often. I think we're on a weekly basis, so we can have a next touch point in a week or so, and we can show what we've got.
Everyone in the audience, like Tony, blink twice if Ryan is holding you hostage to host these events.
My eyes are wide open.
Cool. Well, I'm probably gonna try to shut mine, but I have a feeling that battle of sleep for me is lost for the day, at least until much later this afternoon. But I did enjoy it, and thanks again for putting this together, and you know everything that you guys have been doing with Build City and the Legion, and you know, Beak, since you're the only one left. I mean, also been super impressed with what Indonesia's been doing as you guys have been rolling things out. So thank you for everything that you do to help out and just be a part of the ecosystem. And yeah, we will do this next week, but we'll be around. I mean, we'll be around all day, every day. So yeah, we'll go ahead and cut it off. I appreciate it, guys, and we'll go ahead and take us out to the music and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, sounds good. Enjoy, guys.
Enjoy. Thank you, everyone. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend, everyone.